Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom. This is the brother Arawam from Jamaica camp, coming to another quick lesson. And this lesson is another update and C19 and Maxine as it pertains to Jamaicans, which are predominantly of the tribe of Benjamin, right? And these rulers, these heads, right? I did a few lessons, a while back, as I said, this is an update. And one of the lessons that I did a while back was in little bit in November, where that the Jamaican government stated that they were going to secure some vaccines, hopefully for the early this year of 2021, late December, early 2021. And they said that they were hoping to start administering it by by mid-February. And out here, despite the fact that worldwide there are a lot of cases and reports of people having allergic reaction to these vaccines, adverse side effects and everything. Our media, well, of late, recently we've seen one article, I think it was posted by the Gleaner, where it's showing where they stated it. But outside of that one article, there aren't it's not been highlighted, how many people are being affected by vaccine. Now, one would argue that well, the news will forecast, or the report will say that it's not yet proven and it's under investigation. So let me say properly, there are a lot of people who have coincidentally taken the vaccine, and it's possible that the things that they're experiencing after taking the vaccine could be associated with the vaccine, air quotes, right? But if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you know exactly what's up, right? Now, back to the leaders of Jamaica, right? How is it that you are saying that you are for your people, right? But you're gonna make a statement like this, right? So this is the Jamaica Star. This was posted on their Instagram feed. It's still up. Let me see if I can see the post date. Not seeing the post date, but yeah, if you go on their Instagram page, you should be able to see the same headline as it was screenshot from their Instagram page, right? It says Jamaicans can sue COVID vaccine makers, companies to be protected if anyone suffers harm from medicine. All right. So what kind of BS is that? If it's a case where vaccine is so safe, right? If it's a case that we have nothing to worry about, if it's something that will help move towards the new norm and will help make everything better, why is it that the companies can't stand behind their safe their safe measure that they're putting in place, right? And as time goes by, and even now you're seeing around the world, you're seeing vaccine passports, and things concerning that, where you have to prove that you took it, you have to prove that you took the test, but soon, to be integrated into society, like right now in Israel, they open up, certain aspects of the society to those who have a passport, which can actually prove, a digital passport to prove that, hey, they took vaccine, right? But if it's so safe, right, and it's all for the betterment, and a lot of it, we're sure that it's ready and it's gone through, it has proven to be the right fix, right? Why is it that they can't stand behind that their product, right? And they'll say, well, because we told them to hurry up and get it done, right? Since seeing as how we push the time, we the government will take the liability, which everyone knows that if you sue the government, 9 times out of 10 you don't get a bloody thing, or the case get drawn out so long where it's like nothing happens in the end, or it's a case where even though it's drawn out, if you do win, it takes you a day, a year, or a few decades to get that payout. So in the end, it still rolls back to nothing, right? Just this tedious process, and various clauses and phrases and a workaround that they use to get out of the bind, because it's not about justice, right? So this right here should be a red flag. This right here should be a major red flag, right? Now, not only this, right? Not only this, let's look at this article right here, right? Right, this is from the Gleaner.com, and this article was posted on, not seeing the post date. So this is an article from the Jamaica Gleaner, not seeing the post date. Slack for that. It says marketing max for COVID vax. Firm recruited to spearhead campaign. Right? So they're gonna spearhead a campaign, a marketing campaign. Right? Now let's see how much they are spending on this. The $422 million budget approved for a communication campaign to bolster buying in of coronavirus vaccine could be crucial to a Jamaica Move scale crusade in marketing the life-saving jab. Now they're saying that it's life-saving, they're saying that it's safe. So why is it if you are injured or harmed after taking it, you can't sue or hold the companies liable? Why? It says Jamaicans will not know until early next week. Right? So a $422 million budget just to advertise, and it says what? To let you guys buy into taking it. Right? So they're trying to convince the masses to take it. If it's that safe and it's that urgent, you don't need to force people and all of that. It should be evident that the truth is usually plain, right? But there's always an excuse, right? It says the $422 million budget approved. Oh, just read that. It says Jamaicans will not know until early next week which company has been contracted to spearhead the marketing crusade. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dustin Bryan, told the Gleaner on Wednesday. Right? Let me get some. We're not going to go through all it. The second, or one of these paragraphs, I'll be jumping around. It says the government has faced criticisms that it has not rolled out an aggressive marketing strategy. Whoa. An aggressive marketing strategy to counter strong currents of vaccine resistance, particularly among the adult population, because a lot of people are saying that, look, they're not going to take vaccine. So now what they're going to do? Mass media control. They're going to flood advertisement, pictures, billboards. It's going to $422 million, for advertising or for campaigning. That's a lot of BS. That's a lot. You could have used this fund, if it was a case that you had the interest of the country to facilitate many other things. Right? Let me finalize the process. It says Market Me, the marketing company that led the aggressive Jamaica Moves wellness campaign but became embroiled in controversy in 2020, is not being considered. It says, but the ministry marketing strategy would likely have to reprise the scope and intents of the wellness campaign that it helped make exercise and health buzzwords across the landscape. So they plan to use buzzwords. If you know what buzzwords are, you can also call them trigger words, right? So, and remember, advertising is made to to turn you towards something, to capture you to something. So what they paint may not necessarily be what it is. As they say, sometimes it's not what you're selling, it's how you package it, and it's true. Anyone know anything about business or marketing or sales on a whole? How you present what you're selling is what really determines whether or not people buy, whether or not it's something of good or bad, right? So, really, it's true. So now they're gonna try to what? Influence the minds of the people to get over to their side, right? It says Jamaica is set to receive between 146,400 and 249,600, 146,400 and 249,600 doses of the AstraZeneca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, vaccine by mid to late February 2021, 2 months ahead of the original timeline. Now look, they said that this should be approved by mid-February, right? Now on February 15th, which is mid-February, all of a sudden you have major COVID spikes in Jamaica. 200 over there, 400, from 200 to 400, all these schools and other business places. All of a sudden, for the last couple of months, it's like 1 a day, 2 a day, 5 a day, 10 a day, or we're over time span. Then all of a sudden, when it's time for this campaign to put forward, then all of a sudden the cases are back up again once they have the vaccines. Right? I smell BS. Right? I smell BS. And even today, while on the plantation, I hear people talking about it. They're saying that, hey, where are all these cases coming from all of a sudden, right? I also know of this guy that works at a BPO industry, and he's saying that they got a survey to as in the company was asking questions like what was he saying, like pretty much like if they would take the vaccine, if it's a case that that the company would offer loans to them so that their spouses can have it or their family can have it, or how they feel about it. Do they think that it's good? Do they think that people should be for it? Should it be mandatory? Should it be mandatory? Should it have choice? And basically they were saying that they got this survey that they had to do, right? And when I heard that, I was like, right on the money, because I did a lesson earlier about this particular BPO industry that actually was giving money to the government in regards to COVID. So, and also one of the articles that I brought up in the past as well, advise how the private sector would be involved in the fight against COVID as well. So that right there isn't surprising, right? So now that the vaccine is here, a lot of moves are being made, right? It says messaging will prove crucial as the government awaits global health authorities to give unanimous blessings for the elderly to receive the AstraZeneca jab, right? So it says what messaging will prove crucial, and that's right. Advertising is the order of the day, or marketing is the order of the day. It says the Pfizer vaccine has already been authorized. It is ready for deployment, right? It says all vaccines are welcome to COVAX, but we can only say something about the vaccine after the conclusion of the assessment, he said. So, not gonna go through everything. Let me see something right here. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Then well, not that, but so after they received backlash, because that article that I just read came out before this one, right? Another one from the Gleaner. It says slashed government moves to reallocate funds from $422 million vax promotion campaign. So now they're saying that they're gonna they got the backlash. So it says the government will be cutting the 42 million COVID-19 vaccine marketing budget disclosed 2 weeks ago by the health ministry amidst criticism over the spend. Exactly. That's nuts. Right? It says speaking yesterday at a groundbreaking ceremony for the Andrews Muse Health Center and Recreational Center in his St. Andrew West Central constituency, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said that revisions were being made to the vaccine sensitization budget. So you see that? Vaccine sensitization. That's a good word to look up. Look up the word sensitization. Basically, they want to dumb you people down. Hence the mass marketing budget, and that the country will be updated in short order of the reallocation. We could reallocate those resources to other areas in health, he said, in fact, to even acquire more vaccines. So, it is hinting that, yeah, it can be used in other areas, but the push for the vaccine is still there. Right? It says last week, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton announced that the one-year contract, which has been awarded to one integrated group, was to see the company earning 22 million, with the balancing going towards advertising spend such as radio, television, newspaper advertisements, as well as on the ground activation and deployment in various communities, plus the development of content and securing talent. Mass media advertising. So they want to make it so normal that everywhere you go, you see it. So after a while, it's normal to see it, and then after a while, it sensitizes them, as the word says. It brings them. It really gets them, accustomed to it, right? Says Tufton had defended the figure, pointing to data that surveys showing as low as 30% the willingness among citizens in pockets of the island to get vaccinated. Exactly, because there was another article where it was saying that it was needed, and he tried to defend why it should be that much, because we don't. I don't trust you, and a lot of people don't trust you, because you're known to be sellouts, right? Now it says that he argued that with such low figures, the campaign was needed to get a greater buy-in to achieve herd immunity. We are all talking about a herd immunity that really ought to represent 70 to 80%, especially for this type of novel virus that is sweeping the world and is impacting the entire population. So it is not an easy task, and my core discipline is marketing, so I can speak with authority, he said. And that's the thing, even though he's responsible for the health ministry, really what is known is that he has a degree in economics. So really, he isn't really fit for the job, in my opinion. Right? It says, I'm not envious of what they need to do because it's a lot. Sometimes we get the impression when we see 400 million believing it's a lot, Tufton said further, adding that sometimes sufficient value is not given to the need to manage public perception. Right? Risk of vaccines expiring. Yesterday, Holness reiterated Tufton's concern, saying that there could be a risk of vaccines expiring in a significant number of Jamaicans are hesitant to take the jab when the shipment arrives in the island. Exactly, because they're also paying for it. So the fact that they're paying for it is that they're saying that, look, we don't want our money to go to waste, so we have to ensure that they take it, even though, there isn't much trust as it pertains to this. Right? It says they don't last forever, so we have to ensure that we plan enough to educate, said Holness. And that's the thing, that's the key word right there. Educate, air quotes. Right? It says on that note, they will be moving forward with public education and promotion of vaccines to communicate with citizens the purpose of the vaccines, possible side effects, and time and place of deployment. So it's the same thing. It's not like they're deterring from it. It's still the same agenda, but they're saying that, look, we are looking into how we can, reallocate the funds, right? It says the Prime Minister expressed hope that as Jamaicans witness family members and others worldwide take the job with no adverse effects, more people will be open to it. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie, because a lot of countries and a lot of reports are coming out of people with adverse effects, even people that are dying. So that's straight up BS, right? And that, I think that's one of the main reasons why these media houses, aren't reporting on these things, right? It says, hence the reconsideration of the funds to maximize the procurement of the job, even as developed countries hoard the vaccine for their population, right? So Jamaica is set to purchase 3.5 million doses of COVID vaccines at a cost of $5 billion to immunize 2 million citizens by the end of 2021. So it's all about the agenda. And it goes back to the previous report that said the initial plan is to immunize 450,000 citizens, right? And then as time goes by, they keep on bring it up, and then that's pretty much it. That's the main point, right? So let me just hit two quick precepts, and then I'll close off, right? This is Micah 3, and I'll start at verse 9. It says, hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and the princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity. Exactly, because they know that they know of the side effects. They know that there can be major problems, but they're still willing to give this to their people. They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests therefore teach for hire. Exactly. Hey, let me get something real quickly. Here's another article. It says, church not discipled for vaccination crusade, right? Says the government has failed to enlist the voice and muscle of the church in amassing support for the proposed COVID-19 vaccination campaign, buy-in that could be crucial if the country aims to achieve herd immunity, right? Now, they're even targeting the churches. Now, right now, they're not getting much support, but let me get something real quick. There's a part of this article that I'm actually it says chairman of the JUGC, the Reverend Peter Gard, says that the church is aware of the overwhelming anti-vaccination sentiment being expressed by some Jamaicans, a trend consistent with the pockets of the global resistance, but he feels the scale of the clergy's reach could change the negative perception. So that's it. He's saying that he believes that the church, the clergy members can actually change the negative perceptions of the vaccine, right? It says the JUGC represents the estimated 97% of churches in Jamaica, comprising 7 church umbrella groups. This includes the Jamaica Council of Churches, Jamaica Full Gospel Churches, Jamaica Association of Evangelical Alliance, the Jamaican Pentecostal Union, Apostolic Church of God in Jamaica, Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, and the Independent Churches of Jamaica. And this is why it's best not to get a 501c3. Right? It says, I do believe that there is a need for a campaign in Jamaica. I am not anti-vaccine, but a number of persons are anti-vaccine. They won't even take a flu shot. So work needs to be done, and I think that the church can help because of how we are positioned, said Garth. And this is the key part of it. Right? So even, this particular person, even though it says that, the church is really not really with it, but this person is basically saying that the church can definitely help because they're in a higher position and they have a lot of followers. As it says, they are responsible for a large percentage of the churches in Jamaica, right? So that's pretty much it right there on that. Let me go back to the BLB. Right, it says the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. And that's why, the payment, these advertisement funds are necessary, because they're gonna have to pay a lot of people. They're gonna have to set up a lot of a lot of avenues to trap Jake, because it's a sensitization. So wherever you look in the society, wherever you go in the society, the vaccine should be in your face, right? It says, yet will they lean upon the Lord, and say, is not the Lord among us? Then evil can come upon us. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house of the high places of the forest. Right? And that's the thing. Even the scripture also said that if the prophet be deceived, the Lord had deceived the prophet, and that the Lord would actually judge the prophet and those that follow that prophet. So if you want to follow these churches and all these people that are saying, go ahead and take vaccine, whatever you get, you take, because the information is out there, right? And then I'm going to get the final precept, which is Ezekiel 13 and verse 3. It says, thus saith Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. That is you, and they are also preaching what? Peace. And there's no peace. As a matter of fact, let me get that and then come back to this. Jeremiah 8, and I'll start at verse 11, says, for they have healed the hurt. Jeremiah 8 and 11, for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there was no peace. Right? It says, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall. In the time of their visitation, they shall be cast down, saith Yahweh. And that's the truth. They'll definitely, both the pastors and them that follow them, and those that heed unto these people, they will fall. Right? It says, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. They have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the edge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of Yahweh. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, Yahweh said, and Yahweh had not sent them. They have made others to hope that they will confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision? Have ye not spoken a lying divination, whereas ye said, Yahweh said, albeit I have not spoken? Therefore thus saith Yahweh, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore behold, I am against you, saith the Most High, and mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh your power. So they won't be a part of the salvation to come, if they don't repent and turn from their ways. All right. So I really hope that this is edifying. I hope that this helped to spark some interest. I'll get you people seeing what's to come and turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But nonetheless, this is only for the elect. So once more, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.